Howdy, I'm Maple Mike. If you're new to this channel, I am a maple farmer. This fine piece of machinery behind me is our new evaporator. It is a Creekside 3x12 raised flue evaporator. I'm gonna go over the features and my honest opinion about it. I just put it together. This is not my first Creekside welding evaporator, so this is my second one. It's Creekside / Galt. They're combining. It's going to be Galt evaporators. I bought this before the merger, so let's go over it. So we'll start off the back. This is an oil fire. Nice, beautiful stack. There's a little condensation on it because I didn't put the roof jack rain cap on it, so that was my fault. I didn't have the right bolts for it. But there's a clean out. You get all the mice out of there in the off season before season begins. Another thing is I want to show you, there's a hole right here. See, this condensation comes down here and goes in this hole and goes down. A lot of time it goes on evaporator and eventually that'll rot out. So that was good thinking by Dave on that one. So 3x12 evaporator. This is a 8-foot flue pan. It does have a preheater. Comes in here. Sap comes in here. And it is a 1-pass preheater. I know what you're thinking. Oh, Smoky Lakes has a double pass. It's not needed. It really isn't. My old one boiled in here. That's how hot it gets. So it comes out of the preheater down here to the float box. So the float box has a compartment here and it ships it. There's a pipe that comes all the way over there and the front side of the pan. Flushes all the concentrated sap backwards and over to this way, which comes out to this. And it comes out to another float box. See, the float box in here is a little different. It's angled. It's meant to catch all the mud. So this is not the very bottom. Hang on. It's dark in here. As you can see, this is off the ground right here. That entrance is about 4 inches off, so all the mud settles, or the sugar sand settles in the bottom of here. And it's all angled on each side, so when you wash it out in the bottom, it's super easy to do. Good thinking. A lot of what Dave does is a lot of thinking, and he puts it into his work, which is really awesome, and it helps everybody else out that buys one of these. So it comes down this pipe, goes into our first syrup pan, goes into this partition from the other side. And it swings down into these valves, goes into this partition, and so on and so forth, and comes out here. So this is our auto draw off. It is a fancy one. It's from Leader, or I should say H2O. This is an H2O. It has a barometer on that, so it automatically adjusts, which is pretty nice also. One thing about these pans, if you see, these are all the way up to the top of the pan before that bin. So like, you better see it. A lot of manufacturers only come to here. So Dave was thinking on this was, when we wash the pans and let permeate and acid and stuff like that go into your pans, you could bring this all the way up to this height in the pan. So you're cleaning the whole pan. Another thing is this angled so it drains all out. Every little bit of it will drain out, which is super convenient. So the hood has a catcher right there, and I'll show you where that goes. So it all condensates to the side, and there's like a pan got a drip edge right here that comes all the way down. Then this on each pan has an outlet, comes out and goes out the sugar house. That being said, there is a drip pan. I haven't installed it yet in here. You got a light. I'll show you guys later. I have to turn on the generator for that, so I don't want it to be really loud. We got a new drain system for the flue pan. Dave is wanting to build a washer for this, so that'll be good. I got 4 slides, 2 on each side. This is also a fuel oil evaporator, oil burner. Dave made me a nice American flag maple leaf. It's made in America, this evaporator, so it's pretty cool. Also got a window. You can see where the flame is. This is a reverse fire. This is the Carlin burner. I think it's the, what model is it? 801, I think. But it goes into here, into that. It blows the fire that way. Reasons why I made this pan selection. It's very easy to switch pans. I myself am mostly up here by myself doing this stuff, so I can just pop these pans off. I can grab these with one hand if I wanted to and get them off. I do have an extra syrup pan, and I do plan on getting 2 more so I could swap them out every day. I'll build a washer for the front pans, and I'll put the fresh pans on the evaporator while the other ones are washing. That's how I'll do that. Each valve can isolate any partition you want. You got your sight glasses. So yeah, sight glasses. Easy to see right by where you're working, where you're drawing off, so you're constantly seeing that when you draw off and you can pay attention to it. That was another smart move. Each partition has a probe hole, 1/4 inch threaded. The other, hang on. I'm gonna get off this 90 because I want it straight out. He gives you an option to put it close to the back pan as possible. I don't need that, so I'm gonna take this straight 90 off. Put it directly in there. And there's a plug in the bottom of this to drain it. I will eventually put a valve also on that so I can drain it. But you really don't need that, I guess. But yeah, so this is the Creekside welding, Galt, I would say. Another cool thing is, I think these are pretty much standard if you get a hood. So what this is it's a hole where you can see a porthole, and it's a little dirty here because I've been doing a lot of work in here. But yeah, that is very handy to see how the boil's going without opening the slide. And people are like, oh, I'll just fog up. So when steam doesn't hit atmosphere, it stays normal. There is no steam until it hits the atmosphere. So when it's in the pan, you can see right through it. So what I'll do is I'll show you the light setup, and yeah, that's it. So hang on. All right, guys. So this is the setup for the lights. It looks like I gotta put that together over there, but that's fine. So this light setup, very nice. Close this. See pretty good in there when it's clean. I gotta clean the top of that off. But we do have one in the front pan. See it pretty good? Same thing. So these setups are awesome. Like Mate Bissell said, there's nothing more aggravating than having a light bulb in your pan or your flue pan hood and it just starts blinking or even goes out. You got to shut it down to change it because you ain't gonna burn your hand. So yeah, that's the setup. You can dim it down if you want. It's hard, but it's going. And then you could bring it up. So yeah, I'm gonna shut this off. This is kind of annoying. Silence. So guys, that is my new 3x12 evaporator. It's shiny, it's new to me. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I will answer them. This is my second evaporator. My first Creekside welding evaporator was a 3x8 gasification. That thing ripped. I love the quality. That's why I got another one. Dave's craftsmanship on this evaporator, the welds, the technology that's in it is unmatched. You get so much that you get with this evaporator that you don't have to buy extra. Like all the insulation and even like fire bricks for your wood fire, that's all comes with it. There's no hidden cost. All the fire bricks are cut for you, so you get grout, put it in, and you're done. What else? Yeah, I think that'd be about it. You can't beat the deal. I mean, I hope the price goes up, to be honest with you. The amount I paid for this is, I think it was like $10,000 less than if I bought the same thing somewhere else, like a different company, like CDL, Leader. I looked at them all at the open houses last year in 2025. I was not impressed with their craftsmanship, to be honest with you. I wasn't. I'm a welder myself, so I figure I could do better, and I don't like that, because if I can do better or the same as me, then why even bother? Why don't I just do it myself? You know, that's how I feel personally. It might hurt other people's feelings, but I don't care. Like I said, I'm more in quality. This is gonna be a longevity. This is a 20 gauge stainless, so it's thicker than most. It'll last me a long time. You're like, oh, the evaporation rate. The way he designs these evaporator, it don't matter. I mean, I was crushing it with my 3x8. I think I was like 130, 140 gallons per hour rolling off that rig, so I could just imagine what this one's gonna be. Yeah. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll like to answer them for you. I know there's a lot of Galt evaporators, the little ones coming out, and this is a medium to large, so this is different, you know. So if you have a 2x8 and you want to go to a 3x12 like I'm doing, watch this channel. I should be I'm probably going to do a live when I get the evaporator dialed in and I'm safe and I can interact with you guys. It would be kind of cool. So I'd like to show it. Dave does excellent work, and I want him to do very good with his business. I'm hoping the merger between Galt and Creekside will be a good thing. I think it will be. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Maple Mike out.